That sounds not so good. Hello again, guys. I'm Elena Paris. So I started the live stream, but suddenly something went wrong and I was disconnected from Instagram. I'm not sure what happened actually, but I hope this is not related to my connection because, to be honest, I don't want to lose the information which I give you. And hello again. Yes, do you hear me well? Do you see me well right now? Because something went obviously wrong and I was cut off, and I have actually no idea what has happened. Well, really, I'm surprised. That's the first time I was disconnected. It happened once a few months ago, but it wasn't because of my connection. It was because I pressed on some message that appeared, but now it was obviously not my fault. So I don't know what happened. Well, again, let me start again. Everybody voted for English today. So today we will discuss grammar and English, which is unusual because usually I speak Russian with you, to be clear for everyone. But let's try a new approach. That will be at least useful for those who don't have a high level of English. Okay? All right. Let's start again and introduce the topic. The topic today is gerund and infinitive, and the difference between them, actually. I want to summarize the information from the previous week, just to repeat what cases of gerund we can have, and then to go to the infinitive part and to enumerate the cases of infinitive usage. And then, if we have time, we can either do the test and translate a few sentences, or probably we'll try to speak about special cases, because there are also special cases of using either gerund or infinitive. Okay, so we'll have a look at the time limit. Okay, if the time is enough, then we will of course discuss everything. If not, then there is always tomorrow, hopefully, guys, because I'm pregnant and my due date is coming next Tuesday already. So next week I am supposed to give a birth to my little daughter, but let's hope that we have one more lesson next week before I go to the maternity unit. All right, so let's start. Gerund. Let's repeat what we talked about last week. Again, summarizing the information. Gerund is the part of speech which is in existence only in the English language. We don't have it in Russian, we don't have it in any other language. Okay? And yes, my due date is 28th of January, actually, which is the birthday of my elder daughter. So I'm hoping that I will celebrate the birthday of my elder daughter on Tuesday, on the 28th of January, and then only I will go to the maternity unit. But let's see. Anyway, I will post something in stories. Okay, so going back. Gerund is only in English, and it combines two functions, usually. It expresses the function of a noun, and at the same time, simultaneously, it expresses the function of the verb. Okay, let me give you the example and I will translate into Russian language to show you that both translations, thank you guys, that both translations can be right, because this is gerund and it doesn't matter what way you translate, it is absolutely fine, it is correct. Let's say, I like cooking. It's not about me. I hate cooking, actually. But anyway, I like cooking. All right. You can translate it as a noun. я люблю приготовление еды. То есть я люблю кулинарию. Let's say like that, okay? So I translated it as a noun, right? But at the same time, I can do a translation as a verb. Like, I like cooking. Я люблю что делать? Готовить, right? So both ways are absolutely fine, okay? What else as an example that it can be functioning as a noun? Because very often gerund can be as a subject, right? So we can say swimming is the best activity to lose weight. So here the word swimming as a gerund introduces a subject, подлежащее, a subject, which is a noun, right? So it doesn't express any action here. It shows exactly that this is a subject, okay? Well, but in the cases when we use it after the verbs, like what I said before, like cooking, or I enjoy swimming, or I hate smoking, right? So that functions more as a verb because it introduces us an action, okay? Well, if that's clear, show me somehow that you understand what I'm talking about. I mean, give me a thumb up or any other smile, or just use this hearting, just like or something. I don't know what. Anyway, I need a feedback from you. Okay, so let's go to the cases when we use gerund in English, okay? Well, the first point that we use gerund as a subject or as an object, okay? For those who don't understand quite well the terms, grammar, okay, I will try to translate as well. So subject, подлежащее, okay, and object, дополнение, okay? So it can function this way. That's why, for example, reading is my hobby. So here the word reading is a subject, okay? So reading is my hobby. Practicing yoga is my favorite activity, okay? Or cooking is what I hate, okay? So in all my examples here, gerund function as a subject, okay? I think it's clear. And it is also, everything is in this first case as an object, okay? How can it be? It can be like, for instance, my favorite movie, no, let me give you another one. Okay, my favorite activity is painting, okay? My favorite activity is what? Painting. So painting here is an object, right? It happens with all the sentences where we have the verb to be, actually. All right, so it can be anything. Like what I enjoy most of all is dancing, okay? Or what I prefer to do at weekends is relaxing, okay? Here it functions as an object, okay? Well, this is very shortly. I like riding motorcycles. No, here it's a different example from what I was talking about. By the way, if you understood my idea about a subject and an object, you can give your examples and I will read them and correct, okay? All right, and I continue because we don't have a lot of time. So the second case of using the gerund, it's after special verbs and phrases, okay? Here, it might be confusing for you. Why? Because there is a certain list of verbs after which we use only gerund. And this list of verbs, you just need to learn. There is no other way you can well, you can choose, right? You can understand. Hello, hello. Nice to see you again. Well, that's why this list usually you can find everywhere. Well, our internet is so wide. Yes, right now it has a huge variety of different resources. So just Google the list of verbs with which we use only gerund. Okay. Well, I can also actually provide you with this list, but I need a feedback from you. So in case you give me a feedback after the live stream of 5-6 detailed sentences of why you like the live stream, why you enjoyed it, whether it helped you to understand the information, whether my explanation was detailed and accurate and understandable. Okay, so if you give me such a feedback for my page, certainly, then I will send you the information about gerund and infinitive, and there will I will include 2 lists. One of them, the list of verbs after which we use only gerund, and the second one is the list of verbs after which we use only infinitive. Okay, so guys, coming back to what I've said before, well, the second case of using the gerund is after special verbs and after phrasal verbs. Okay, pay very special attention to my words right now. Phrasal verb. What does that mean? It means that you have a verb and you have a preposition. Okay, and this is the key trick for gerund, because if you see a preposition after a verb, it can be a phrasal verb or it can be an idiom, a combination of several words, but one of them shall be a preposition. So when you see the preposition, this is the indicator that here should come a gerund, because infinitive doesn't like prepositions. You will never find any case where you will use the infinitive after the phrasal verb, okay? But if you see a preposition, a phrasal verb, or an idiom, it's definitely is going to be about gerund, okay? Let me give you examples. If we speak just about the special verbs, like it can be, for instance, it can be, in just a moment, all right, look forward to, okay, this is the phrasal verb, or even an idiom in this case. Carry on, take up, okay, to be fond of, to be keen on, okay, to be good at. All right, you see the tendency, all of them have a preposition, okay, fond of, keen on, carry on, take up, look forward to, okay, all of them are actual phrasal verbs with a preposition. So, for example, I'm looking forward to going on holiday. I'm looking forward to going on holiday. All right, so here I use the gerund. I'm looking forward to going on holiday, right? This is a gerund. Then, carry on reading, please. I will just take the sheet of paper, okay? Carry on reading, please. So I ask somebody to continue, yes? Carry on reading, please. I will just take a piece of paper. Okay, so this is a gerund as well. What else? I'm for example, I'm keen on practicing yoga. Okay, I'm keen on practicing yoga. Again, after keen on as a phrasal verb, I use the gerund with the in form. Okay. All right, good. So what else to say? I told you that it's not only about phrasal verbs, it's also about other verbs which are not phrasals, which don't have prepositions, but still You just need to remember to learn them by heart. Otherwise, you will never know whether they're suitable for gerund or not. So this list I have, or you can Google it in the internet. So some examples of such verbs: suggest, for example, like we say, Mary suggested ordering pizza. Okay, or the verb mind, возражать. For example, do you mind opening the window, please? Do you mind opening the window, please? Here we have mind, and we use opening as a gerund after this, okay? Or, for example, the verb quit, which means to stop doing something. Let me see the example with that. She quitted complaining about her life last year. She quitted complaining about her life last year. Okay, she quitted complaining. Or just with a bad habit, it works too. So like, I quitted smoking 10 years ago, which is true, I guess. I quitted smoking, so I use the gerund. Well, just the verbs without prepositions are more difficult, I understand, guys. But anyway, I repeat again my idea. You can always Google this list of verbs after which we must use only gerund. Just print this list and sometimes have a look, okay, if you doubt. Or another way, if you're not sure, you always can Google each case separately and choose the correct variant in your speech. And then when you repeat again and again, the same story, the same pattern, the same construction, the same verb, you start remembering it. So this is how it works. Everything works like this in our world. Even driving a car or doing any other activity. Okay, well, so let's continue. What else about gerund? So gerund also is used after with the special verbs of preferences. This one is also easy to remember. What is a verb of preference? It is the verb by which we express our emotions, like what we dislike. That's why all the verbs related to this, to our preferences, they will be connected with gerund, like, dislike, hate, enjoy, to be good at, to be fond of, and so on. So if you express your preferences, what you like and dislike, it will certainly be about gerund. That's why I hate waiting, for example. I hate waiting. Or I enjoy, I don't know, collecting. Well, what do I enjoy collecting? That's more difficult. Okay, I enjoy collecting postcards from different countries. Or I'm fond of collecting magnets, okay, which is true, by the way. I have lots of them at home from different countries. You understood, yes? So, and the last case of using gerund, it's about idioms. And again, this is the special list of phrases, the special list of expressions, the special list of idioms that you can only find and print and learn. Okay, because there is no other way to remember that, okay, unless you're a dictionary, but we're not. That's why we need to learn. So examples: can't help, like, не могу держаться. For example, now I can't help laughing at your joke. I can't, let me pronounce it with the English pronunciation, yes. I can't help laughing at your joke. Okay, I can't help. Не могу не смеяться, right? Над твоей шуткой. Well, or for example, it's no good. Это не годится. Like, it's no good doing it. It's no good doing it. Так делать не годится. It's no good doing it. Or, it's pointless, for example. It's pointless. Бессмысленно. It's pointless. For example, it's pointless persuading him because he's very stubborn. Okay? Бессмысленно его убеждать, потому что он упертый. So it's pointless persuading him because he's very stubborn. Okay? So, a conclusion about what I have said. Gerund is used after the verbs of preferences, like, dislike, hate, enjoy, after special verbs, and there is a certain list, and after phrasal verbs and idioms which have the preposition inside. This is very typical. Then, after special expressions like I can't help, there is no point, it's pointless, it's no good. And of course, when we speak about the functions as a subject and as an object. Okay. All right, guys. Let's go to infinitive. If you understood this information, I see that you're liking the live stream. It means that you're getting what I'm saying. All right, I'm happy. If you have any questions about this part, so you can write, you can comment in the comment section, and I will try to give my response. Okay, so let's continue and let's talk about infinitive now. What are the cases of usage in this situation? So what's the difference? Well, first, let us speak about infinitive with a typical particle to. So, I mean, to do, to ride, to read, to practice. Okay, so the typical infinitive. Okay, infinitive. The first case of using the infinitive will be after adjectives. So remember, guys, any adjective can be here. So it can be good, nice, bad, glad, happy, sorry. By the way, sorry, it's also not a verb, but the adjective. Okay, it can be any adjective expressing the emotions: excited, sad, disappointed, worried, whatnot, anything. So if you see an adjective, then after the adjective will certainly come the infinitive. Remember this idea. For example, it was difficult to answer her question. It was difficult is an adjective, to answer her question. Okay? Or, I'm sorry to be late. Okay? I'm sorry to be late. All right? Or, I'm glad to see you again. I'm glad to see you again. All right? So in all the cases, I use the adjective, and then after the adjective came the infinitive. All right? If you have your own examples, you can write them in the comment section and I will check them. Or let's say I'm excited to go to Italy tomorrow. Okay, excited also is an adjective. I am excited to do what? To go to Italy. Okay, or I'm excited to give a birth to my second daughter. Okay, well, any adjective will be good here. But let me give you, just to compare two cases of gerund and infinitive, let me give you the example with sorry, which is extremely interesting. I consider it like that. If you say, I'm sorry to be late, I use the infinitive, you see? I'm sorry to be late, because to be, the infinitive comes right after sorry, which is an adjective. But look, guys, if I change this phrase, so I add sorry for, it becomes already not just an adjective. It becomes already the expression with a preposition, to be sorry for. Okay, then it changes the whole structure completely. So it will be already a totally different sentence. It will be, I'm sorry for being late. Here I will use already a gerund. Remember what I said, what I have said before. When you see a preposition, that will be definitely about gerund. If you don't see a preposition, I don't say that in all the cases it isn't the infinitive, but in lots of cases it will be the infinitive. Okay, so that's why this kind of difference. I'm sorry to be late, but I'm sorry for being late. Okay, if you get what I say, then please show me somehow by your smiles or by any comment. I'm afraid I can't go to work. I'm afraid I can't go to work. I don't know what you're talking about, Mahmadi. I'm afraid I can't go to work. Can you advise any good topic that we can talk with each other, or can't this day? So next, just I wanted to know about it. Well, to be honest, I don't understand completely what you mean by your question, but if you want to ask me something definite, please do it after the live stream, okay? You can just write me to direct, because otherwise it will be difficult to understand what you mean. All right, let's continue, okay? It's late, I'm afraid. Okay, so let's continue, right? So this is the first case. After the adjective, we use the infinitive. The second case of infinitive, it is when we express the reason of doing something. The reason or a goal. It means what for or why, okay? It happens with such sentences when we did something. For what? To get something else, okay? So we express all the time the reason for our action. I will give you the example. By the way, you can write reason, and then in brackets for yourself you can write why or what for. Why, what for? For example, he called me. Why or what for? To tell me the news. Okay, he called me to tell me the news. So I give a reason why this person called me. Okay? Or I went to the supermarket. Why? What for? To buy, okay, to buy some bread and vegetables. Okay? So I went to the supermarket to buy bread and vegetables. Again, I express the reason, okay, the goal of going to the supermarket. Okay? Or I stopped at the parking lot to wait for my friend. Okay, again, I express what? The reason why I stopped at the parking lot. I stopped at the parking lot for what? Why? What for? To wait for my friend. Okay, so every time when I express the reason or the goal of doing something, that will be the infinitive. That's why it is easy to understand such situations. All right, so guys, if you want to practice, please give your examples right now with the reason or goal situation. So think about something that you can express with the help of this infinitive construction. And I will give one more example. I went to the museum to see an exhibition, right? So I went to the museum, what for? Why? To see the exhibition, okay? This is the reason or the goal. So I guess this is it about the second case. Speaking about number three, case number three, again, favorite, like this favorite, of course. Favorite list of special verbs, okay, after which we use only the infinitive, okay? Again, this list can be found just in the internet because there are so many sites, there are so many resources nowadays which give the same idea. Okay, so it's very easy to Google it, but in case you give me a feedback, a review after the live stream of 5-6 sentences explaining detailedly like whether it was useful, well, what was useful, whether it was helpful, what wasn't helpful, probably, I don't know, anything but detailedly, then I will send you the file with the list of verbs as well. Okay, so but let me give you some examples. Okay, what verbs are used together with the infinitive? So promise, for instance, like I promised to I promised him to text after the lessons. I promised to text him after the lessons. Okay, all right. Or the verb wait. Everybody knows that after wait we use an infinitive. Normally this verb doesn't have any questions. Okay, it doesn't have any hesitation, right? We use it automatically. Why? Because we already know this verb for so long. We use it so many times a day. Yes, the verb want. That's why it has normally no problem. Like I want to tell you the news, right? Or I wanted to discuss the issue, the important issue tonight. Okay, I wanted to discuss the important issue tonight. What else? The verb hope, for instance, also is used with the infinitive, like I hope to see you soon. Okay, or the verb ask, right? He asked to pick me up after school. He asked to do what? To pick me up after school. Or the verb decide, for instance. I've decided to order pizza tonight. I've decided to order pizza tonight. Okay. Well, you see, this list of verbs, I gave you the typical verbs, and you know, even if you have never studied this information about gerund and infinitive, you anyway do it by intuition, right? You feel that in cases of wait and hope and want, you need to use the infinitive, right? But there are other verbs probably which you might want to check because you probably will have hesitations about them. All right. Okay, let me check very fast before I go to the last point of infinitive. She went, she went to a sport club to making her body stronger. Okay, she went to sport club. No, here comes the infinitive because we speak about the reason. What for she went to the sport club? She went to the sport club to do what? To make her body stronger. So now, Tatiana, yes, I remember. Well, your name is Tatiana, I think. If I'm mistaken, please don't kill me, all right? So it's not done on purpose, but I think your name is Tatiana. Am I right? Okay, she went to sport club. For what for? So you give the reason. That's why I use the infinitive here. To make her body stronger. Okay, then Linda. Beautiful name, very beautiful name. I gave up smoking to improve my health. I gave up smoking to improve my health. Okay, perfect. This example is good. Okay, Tanya, good. My memory didn't let me down. That's good. So nobody else wants to give the example. That's okay. If you decide to give the example later on infinitive or gerund, you're welcome. I will check everything. Okay, so let's continue. The last case of the infinitive, it is these are the expressions would like and would love. Again, normally these expressions don't cause any difficulty because we use them quite a lot, right? We say, I would like to have a cup of tea, right? I would like, and then comes the infinitive, to have a cup of tea. Or I would like to buy a new car, for instance. I would like to buy a new car. Or I would love to introduce you to my mother. Okay, this is in case when a boyfriend wants to be serious, right, about the relationship. I would love to introduce, so I use the infinitive, I would love to introduce you to my mother, right? So these phrases are very easy. Okay, Mahmadi, I went to the club lesson for improving my speech. Okay, look, perfect. You used it very well. Why? Because here you use the preposition. Yes, you said, I went to the club lesson for. Okay, use preposition for. That's why after preposition, automatically you use the gerund. Okay, but guys, listen to me right now. If you delete this for, and you can do that actually, and put the infinitive, this sentence will be the same, but only you change the structure. So native speakers would rather say like this: I went to the club. Club lesson to improve my speech. Okay, so you give a reason, you give a goal. What for? I went to the club lesson to improve my speech. Okay, so the infinitive. Hello, 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 Sasha. I think you're somebody new. No, I have seen you before. All right, good. Understood, right, guys? Well, if you use the preposition like for, yes, for improving my speech, then obviously it will be a gerund. If you don't use, then you can just use the infinitive. I went to the club to do what? To improve my speech. But the idea of this sentence will be absolutely the same. Only the structure changes. All right, that's all I wanted to say about the infinitive, but there is also one case, or not two cases, what I wanted to talk to you about. Two cases of bare infinitive. What does it mean? Bare, not in the meaning of the animal like a bear, no. I mean bare like goli. So bare, it means the infinitive comes without to. Okay, so it will be not to go, but go. Not to read, but read. Not to speak, but speak. Not to, I don't know, to practice, but practice. Okay, so bare infinitive, it means you don't have this particle to before the verb. Okay, so bare infinitive also has two specific cases of usage. And one of them we already discussed a few months ago. This is after some special modal verbs. Let's give the example again here. Can, may, must, should, shall. Okay, at least this. Okay, the most typical that I recollected right now. So after these modal verbs like can, must, should, may, we use the bare infinitive all the time. Okay, like I can play the guitar. Okay, or the students must do their homework. Okay, so here you should be very careful, because especially if you are an elementary level, okay, you're only a beginner, not a beginner already, but anyway, you're not a strong speaker yet. So here you must be very careful, because after the modal verbs, well, there is no particle to, yes, so the infinitive comes as a bare infinitive. So Mahmadi, have to is not suitable here, because I speak about bare infinitive, which means without to. So, for example, can go, may run, must speak English, should come. So something like that. So after these verbs, modal verbs, you use bare infinitive. And also there are two verbs after which we use only bare infinitive. This is the verb make in the meaning of заставлять. For instance, I made her do the housework. Why not? Я заставила ее делать работу по дому. I made her do the housework. I made her do the housework. And also after the verb let. For instance, in the meaning of позволять, разрешать, and something like that. For instance, she didn't let me talk at the lesson. Она не позволила мне говорить на занятии. She didn't let me talk at the lesson. Okay? Or, let me introduce you my friend. Разрешите мне представить моего друга. Let me introduce you my friend. Okay. Well, this is it. This is what I actually wanted to say about gerund and infinitive for today. Well, guys, if you have any questions about what I have just said, please let me know. And if you want to give me the examples of using the infinitive, you're welcome to do it right now, okay? And I will check your sentences. But I will summarize very quickly the infinitive information. Once again, we can use the infinitive when it comes after the adjective, for example, good, bad, happy, glad, like I'm happy to see you, it's nice to meet you again, I'm sorry to be late. Okay, the second, when they come when we give the reason or the goal, what for or why we did something, what for we did something, like I went to the supermarket to buy some food, or I went to the museum to see an exhibition, or I called my friend, what for, to tell her the news, okay, or I decided to organize the lesson to explain you the gerund infinitive difference, okay. Well, number 3, it's after special verbs and expressions, and usually this is the certain list of verbs and expressions that you can only learn and use as many times as possible to remember, okay, such as want, wish, hope, prepare, ask, promise, decide, and so on. And after such expressions, the 4th case that I mentioned, after such expressions as would like to do something or would love to do something. And the bare infinitive, it means the infinitive without to. It's the first case we use after some modal verbs like may, must, should, what else? Can, right? Or after the verbs make, заставлять, and let, разрешать, позволять. Like, let me introduce my friend, or please don't make me do this, okay? Or my mom made me cook for tonight, okay? That's it. Any questions, guys? Maybe you would like to give your own examples. If not, then I will try to give you some sentences for translation right now. And in these sentences, you need to decide what you need to use, what you can use, either infinitive or a gerund. Okay, let's try. I will say in Russian, and you have to write in the comment section in English. Okay, but pay attention what you will use, infinitive or gerund, depending on the situation. Okay. Бен обещал родителям заниматься усерднее в школе. Бен обещал родителям заниматься усерднее в школе. Hello, Aminka. You're pretty much late, but I'm happy to see you. How are you doing? All right, we already came to the last practical part, since we have about 5-7 minutes left. We can translate a few sentences. And in these sentences, you should be very careful, because in some of them we can use only infinitive, in some of them we can use only gerund. Okay, I repeat my sentence. Бен обещал родителям заниматься усерднее в школе. So, please, guys, give your translation in the comment section, and I will check your sentence. It seems like people were already disconnected, yes, because usually when I speak for 1 hour, people just start saying goodbye. Everybody's busy, I know, but don't you want to practice a little bit? Бен обещал своим родителям заниматься усерднее в школе. So what do you think? Seems like nobody already wants to do the practical part. So if we don't do the practical part, if there aren't any answers, I will just put them as a test. Well, for me it works whatever way. Okay. Well, I see that nobody wants to take part in the practical part. So let's then discuss a few special cases, okay? Because I see that people probably are busy, or probably it's not comfortable to write to text at the moment. Okay, I see Tanya. Ben promised his parents to learn in school, at school only, Tanya, at school, better. Okay, so perfect. Except for the part at school, everything is right. Why? Let's explain it. Because after the verb promise, we use only infinitive. Okay, so it comes together with the infinitive. So, very good. Let's continue then. The next sentence. Он сказал, что эта книга стоит того, чтобы ее читали. Стоит прочтения. Ahmadi, I'm sorry. Well, I understand it's difficult for you when you don't speak Russian. Well, but most people who are the participants here, they are Russian speakers, and this is my way, right? Because I'm mostly teaching people from Russia. That's why my tasks are related to this language. I'm sorry, I cannot use your native language, but unfortunately I don't speak it. Well, okay, my second sentence was, он сказал, что эта книга стоит прочтения. I can help you here. Стоит, it's like To be worth. To be worth. And then you need to decide. Okay? Hi Anne. How are you doing? Thank you so much. I love your live streams as well. By the way, there is a girl who also is a very talented teacher from the Latin American Center, and she's teaching Portuguese and Spanish. So if you guys are interested in these languages, welcome. You're welcome to join her group as well, her page. All right, I repeat again, so probably somebody will translate my sentence finally. All right, он сказал, что эта книга стоит прочтения. Right. Brazil forever. By the way, guys, I also speak a little bit of Portuguese. I'm not so professional as Anne, but I do speak. Hello, Lily. Lily is my colleague. All right, I see that people are a little bit tired. Okay, Tanya. Oh, thank you, Tanya, that you are participating. Okay, he said this book is worth to be read. Okay, this is a good way, but only pay attention to your misprints. Okay, typos, we call them typos because the words are not written accurately. As he, we write with E, right? He told, or he says, but better use the past here, like Anne. He says, or he told that this book was worth to be read. Well, everybody used here the passive construction, to be read. It's good, guys. But you forget about the gerund, and this is the topic of our discussion. Well, let me tell you that the phrase to be worth is also used with the gerund. So we usually say to be worth doing something. Well, that's why, for example, it is worth listening to the live stream today because you will understand the gerund better. Okay, it is worth listening to the live stream today. Okay, so that's why the sentence which you introduced with the help of the passive construction to be read also is possible to use with the gerund. Okay, so he told that this book was worth reading. It is worth reading. Right, Lily, exactly. So you're right. He told, or he says, this book is worth reading. Right. Or something is worth listening to. Okay. Well, and again, this is the phrase that we just need to know, and repeating my previous idea, you always can Google such expressions. Just go to Google or Yandex and put there in the searching engine, put the phrase, let's say the list of words and expressions that come with gerund, okay? Or what verbs we can use only with gerund. And you will find so many resources about that. And those guys who will give me the feedback of 5-6 sentences after the live stream will get this list without even searching it, because I will send it to you. All right, good. So, and the last one for today, I guess, because we don't have a lot of time left. For instance, let me think. For instance, and then I forgot what I wanted to say. Well, Он не мог не смеяться, когда увидел его тапки. That's a strange example, but anyway. So, он не мог не смеяться, когда увидел его тапки. Here I can help you with the expression. The expression sounds can't help. Can't help. Не мочь не. Okay? Он не мог не смеяться, когда увидел его тапки. Не засмеяться, когда увидел его тапки. Okay. Okay, while you are translating this last sentence, please don't forget that usually after the live stream I give the test. So tonight I think I'm going to post something in my stories to check what you have understood. That's why if you started listening to me later and you joined at the end of the conversation, try to do it from the very beginning, because the questions will be based on the information. Okay? And also, while you're translating, I wanted to tell you that now we have a special offer at our school, and it will be until the 5th of February. So we give a 20% discount we give for those who start studying the languages. Okay, so which means what? You order a trial lesson, a demo lesson, which is for free in our company, and then during 24 hours after this trial lesson, you should pay. And if you have enough time to pay, right, you get the discount of 20%. It is called a special offer for the quick start. Okay, so when you can make your decision very, very fast, and then you get a good discount for your efforts. Okay, I will post later in the stories the information about this special offer. Okay, Tanya, he cannot help laughing. Only the sentence was in the past. He couldn't help laughing when he saw его тапки, his sleepers. Okay, he couldn't help laughing when he saw his sleepers. Okay, the one who will write perfectly well this sentence will be praised by me, because I see lots of mistakes, I mean, in the words. Help, right? That was corrected, Linda. Okay, he couldn't, because the sentence was about the past, right? He couldn't help laughing. And here we see the expression can't help. And again, if you find the list of verbs and expressions after which we use only gerund, you will see that this expression comes together with the gerund. Can't help doing something. Okay, that's why he couldn't help laughing when he saw his sleepers. Sleepers are written with double E, I think. Sorry. Yes, I said correctly. Okay, good. I couldn't help laughing. He couldn't help laughing when he saw his slippers. All right. Good. I think we're finishing for today, because soon, in about 10 minutes, Instagram will say bye-bye automatically. Well, just wait for my test tonight. Okay, I promise you. Don't forget to take part, to check yourself. And I hope the information was useful. See you next time, guys. See you. Bye-bye. Have a nice evening.